God is saying to you, my child, you thought it ended there, didn't you? That painful moment when everything changed, when something you loved was taken from you, or when everything you had built seemed to fall apart right before your eyes. You didn't have words for it, just silence, just aching, just a feeling like something deep inside had cracked. No one else could fully understand what you were carrying, because only you knew how deeply it hurt, how it changed the way you saw the world. You stood there confused, heartbroken, and whispered, why? And even though you couldn't hear me clearly at that moment, your spirit had already started to feel something shift. You didn't know it yet, but healing had already begun. I saw every moment, every tear you held, and every tear you couldn't hold back. The sleepless nights your name is being whispered in rooms of blessings. Type 999 if you're ready. The heavy days where you smiled on the outside but act on the inside. And I wasn't far away, I wasn't testing your strength or watching from a distance. I was right there, holding every broken piece, every dream that seemed shattered, every disappointment that you didn't even dare speak out loud while you thought everything was falling apart. I was carefully removing what could no longer go with you into the next chapter. You saw it as punishment, but it was precision. You called it abandonment, but it was mercy. I allowed some things to end, because if they had stayed they would have crushed your soul. That moment of loss was not the end, it was the doorway. Some things had to fall away, not because you failed but because their time was finished. You tried to keep certain people, habits and plans alive that I had already released you from. I let it collapse, not to shame you but to save you. That breaking was sacred. It stopped your constant striving. It revealed the things you were pretending were working when they weren't. I loved you too much to let you build your life on foundations that couldn't hold your future. You were never meant to carry that weight. You were never meant to stay connected to what was draining you. Yes, the loss felt brutal, but I was already working behind the scenes, planting new seeds in the soil of your surrender. What you thought was taken, I was actually replacing. What you thought was destroyed, I was rebuilding, stronger, deeper, wiser. My restoration doesn't mean returning to how things were. It means giving you something better, and with me nothing is wasted, not even your confusion, your crying, or your seasons of silence. When I went quiet, it wasn't because I had turned away, it was because I was protecting and nurturing your soul in the dark, like a gardener waits for the seed to grow underground. That silence made space for truth. You stopped pretending, you slowed down, and that's when real change started. Now there are parts of you that only exist because of what you went through, a deeper compassion, a new kind of strength, a spiritual discernment that could only grow in the valley, and a dependence on me that no circumstance can shake. You didn't get that from books or sermons, you got it from surviving what you thought would bury you. So I don't call you broken, I call you rebuilt, not behind but chosen. You've asked me, why did it have to happen this way? And here's my answer: because anything less wouldn't have transformed you. I'm not trying to keep you functioning, I'm shaping you into the person I designed before time began. And sometimes that version only comes out through fire. That pain burned away, the lies burned away, the fear burned away what didn't belong. What's left is real, and that is what I will restore. But listen, child, my restoration doesn't look like your past. I'm not putting things back the same way. I'm doing something new, something better. You won't just recover, you'll carry glory. You won't just move on, you'll move with power. I will give you joy again, but it will be a mature joy, a joy that knows sorrow and has overcome it. I will give you peace again, but it will be unshakable peace, peace that learned how to rest in the middle of a storm. This is the start of your restoration, not because all the pain is gone but because your heart posture has changed. You no longer worship what I gave you, you worship me, and now I can trust you with what's next. Now you can carry the blessings that are coming. Now you can give without fear, love without needing to hold too tightly, and dream without anxiety, because you've seen what lasts and what doesn't. You haven't missed your moment, you're not too far gone. You are right on time for redemption, right on time for restoration. And I will do it in such a way that the same people who saw you fall will be amazed at the way I raise you, not with spotlight and performance, why, but with peace, presence and power. You won't go back to who you were, you will become who I always knew you were. So breathe now, you don't have to fix everything yourself, that's my job. All you need to do is stay open, stay surrendered, stay willing, and watch what I bring out of the ruins. Watch what I rebuild from the place of pain, that loss. It wasn't your ending, it was your foundation. You've spent a lot of time wondering what I think about you, especially in your pain and silence. You've wondered, maybe I failed, maybe God's disappointed, maybe I lost something I'll never get back. But hear me now clearly, I have never changed my mind about you. You are not a disappointment, you are not forgotten. You are not in the wrong place, you are in my hands, and I don't drop what I hold. Nothing about your journey has disqualified you from my love, not the detours, not the delays, not even your doubts. I have heard your honest prayers, I have caught every tear, I have stayed by your side closer than you know. You looked at others and felt like they moved forward while you stayed stuck, but what you didn't see was the roots I was growing in you while they were blooming above ground. I was building something deeper in you. I don't rush the ones I love. I don't Speed up your process to match someone else's. I have seen your quiet faith, your prayers in the dark, your trembling hands lifted in worship, and I'm proud of you, not for being perfect but for continuing even when it hurt. You are not too late, you are not too broken, you are exactly where I need you to be. I'm still writing your story, not in spite of the pain but through it. I don't need you to perform, just come near, come to me as a child, come to me with everything, your wonder, your questions, your fears. Nothing you say scares me, I already know it all, and I chose you anyway. You ask what I think of you, I think you are worth fighting for, I think you are worth waiting for, I think you are still the one I love, even with the limp, even with the cracks, even with the questions. I see beauty in your ashes, I see purpose in your wilderness, I see glory in your scars, and I will not waste any part of your story. Let my voice be louder than your guilt, let my presence bring you peace. Let me remind you your story is not over, not even closed. The best parts have yet to be written. You've seen my mercy, but now you will see my movement. You've tasted my comfort, but now you will walk in your calling. This is your time to come closer. Don't wait until you feel fixed, don't wait until everything makes sense. Just come, bring me your real self, the tired you, the unsure you, the hopeful and hurting you, the healing and searching you. I know what to do with all of it. Let me rebuild what the world tried to tear down. Let me speak truth where lies used to live. Let me hold you not just in the victories but in the daily process of becoming. You don't have to do this alone, you were never meant to. You have me, and I'm not going anywhere. I've never left, I've only been waiting for you to realize that I was here all along. Now let me take you deeper, not to reopen old wounds but to show you the wisdom hidden beneath them. I want to show you what your pain was truly doing, because none of it was random, none of it was ignored. None of it was wasted. You asked me many times, why did it have to happen that way, and I never rejected that question. I welcomed it. Pain doesn't separate you from me, it often brings you closer. It softens the ground of your heart so I can plant something eternal. Pain is not the final word in your life. It may scream loudly, it may shake your world, but it cannot erase your purpose, it cannot cancel what I've planned for you. Pain is not my punishment, it is often my tool, not because I enjoy your tears but because I know how to turn your tears into strength. What wounded you wasn't me being cruel, it was me being careful, because I saw what was in you and I knew what it would take to bring it out. Some things can only be revealed through brokenness, not because I can't speak through peace but because in comfort you often can't hear me clearly. So in mercy I allowed the shaking, I allowed the breaking, I allowed the stripping away, not to destroy you but to position you. Your pain opened up parts of you that comfort never could. Angels are guiding your next step. Type I trust the way to confirm. It caused you to ask deeper questions, to reach beyond surface belief, to grab hold of me with everything in you. That is what makes your faith unshakable. Pain makes space for truth, it reveals the cracks, it shows you what you were trusting in that wasn't solid. It pulls down idols, it challenges false strength, it humbles the heart but never shames the soul. I allowed all of this not to break you but to free you. You didn't lose control, you gained freedom. Freedom from unhealthy attachments, from exhausting expectations, from cycles of fear, from lies that had shaped your identity more than my voice ever did. You were surviving, just trying to function, but I want more for you than just function. I want fullness, I want wholeness, and to get to the real wound I had to let the surface crack open. The rejection you felt, it didn't come from me but I used it to show you that my love doesn't depend on human approval. The abandonment you felt, it wasn't me walking away, it was me teaching you that you are never alone even when others leave. The delay you experienced, it wasn't me being distant, it was me growing your roots so your life could bear lasting fruit. Spiritually I was reshaping you, rewriting your language, rebuilding your foundation. You began learning how to hear me even when your emotions were quiet. You learned how to worship without the music, how to believe when nothing around you changed, how to rest when your heart was tired. That kind of faith, it doesn't come through ease, it comes from walking with me in the dark. That's where I met you, not above your pain but inside it, and I used your pain to create compassion in you. Now you see people differently, now you notice the silent struggles, you care in ways you never did before because you've been there. You've prayed in weakness, you've praised through tears, you've hoped when nothing made sense, and now you carry a calling not from theory but from testimony. When you speak, chains will break, not because of how perfect you sound but because of the truth you carry. Your pain prepared you. You've wondered why things feel different now, why old habits feel empty, why shallow conversations leave you tired, why you sense me more deeply than before. It's because you've changed. The fire refined you, the storm matured. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to reach 10,000 divine subscribers very soon. Please share this video to your loved ones. Type Amen to affirm. Thanks for watching.